Good morning, children. Welcome back to our chemistry class. So here we are going to discuss a discovery of electrons. Discovery of electrons. As you are well aware, in our previous class we discussed about the several efforts being made by the scientists for the discovery of this subatomic particle, electron. So the efforts being made by them, they have concluded that the rays which travels from the gases, and they named later it as a subatomic particle, electron. So before going to discuss about the properties of electron, discovery of electron, let us discuss about the contribution made by this William Crookes. The William Crookes was a British chemist. The British scientist, he observed that gases are very poor conductor of, ordinarily they are very poor conductor of electricity. However, when the gases are filled in a tube and voltage around 10,000 volt, that type of electric current is applied by induction coil at very low pressure, such as 0.01 mm mercury. They behave properly, the gases act as a good conductor of electricity. This was the contribution made by William Crookes. William Crookes was a British scientist. What he proved, what he noted for the first time, he noted that gases behaves as ordinarily poor conductor of electricity. However, when they are filled, the gases are filled in a tube, and by using an induction coil, voltage around 10,000 volt is applied on the tube in which the gases are filled. After applying the voltage of around 10,000 volt with the help of induction coil at very low pressure, then the gases which are present in the tube, by applying high voltage at low pressure, they behave as good conductor of electricity. This was a contribution made by William Crookes for the first time about gases. Later, the other scientist J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson conducted a discharge tube experiment. Similarly, here it is shown the diagram of discharge tube. The discharge tube experiment conducted by J.J. Thomson. The discharge tube is a hard tube, a hard glass tube made with very hard, thick glass and having two plates at its both ends. Here, this one you can see a hard plate, and the other end also you can see a hard plate. The plates which are present are placed in both the end of the discharge tube by J.J. Thomson. He named them as electrode. This one named as negative electrode here, and this other one named as positive electrode. The negative electrode act as cathode and the positive electrode act as anode. And further, by using a copper wire, both the end of these electrodes are finally connected to the induction coil. In this way, the gases which are filled in this discharge tube, the discharge tube also has a provision to create a vacuum. By using a vacuum pump, the amount of air is removed and to create the vacuum. In this way, as shown in the figure, as shown in the diagram, the discharge tube, under what pressure? The pressure was used. The gases were filled by J.J. Thomson in this discharge tube. Under which pressure? 0.01 mm of mercury. Under such pressure, by using an induction coil, when the electricity is passed in this discharge tube, what we noticed? The rays started flowing from negative terminal to the positive terminal. And the rays which started flowing from this negative terminal, from this electrode to the other electrode, in the form of rays. These rays are traveling from which end to the other end? From negative terminal, this end towards this end, positive end. They travel from cathode to the anode in the discharge tube. And based on this, he named them electron because they consist of negative charge particles. Cathode rays, these rays which are traveling in the discharge tube, they consist negatively charged particles, and now we call those negatively charged particles as electron. So based on this simple discharge tube experiment, J.J. Thomson arrived at the conclusion that the cathode rays which are inflected from the negative terminal and are deflected towards the positive terminal, they contain negatively charged particles, and he named them as electrons. So this was the contribution made by J.J. Thomson, and before J.J. Thomson, as I told you before, William Crookes, he too made a similar observation, because gases are very poor conductor of electricity and ordinarily when they are filled in a tube and high voltage around 10,000 volt is applied by induction coil to the tube in which the gases are stored at low pressure, they behave as good conductor of electricity. So this was the contribution made by William Crookes and J.J. Thomson. Based on this, they have concluded these properties. See here, few properties are listed out here. We call them properties of cathode rays. The number one, and shown here down below, the number one property, the cathode rays travels from cathode to anode in a straight line. So you can look at this. The cathode rays travels in straight line from cathode towards anode. This is the number one property. Next, they are inflected towards positive field and deflected from negative field. See, they are inflected from positive field and deflected towards deflected from the negative field. They are deflecting and inflecting, flowing further towards positive end, positive terminal. The next property, they penetrate through matter. The cathode rays have an ability to penetrate through the matter. They produce a shadow of an opaque object placed in their path. As the first property shows, tell us, they penetrate through the matter. As you know, matter, anything which has mass and occupies space. The cathode rays have a potential ability to penetrate through the matter. When any opaque object is placed in their path, the cathode rays are traveling. Any opaque object is placed on their path, what happens? They create the shadow, they produce shadow of this object. Whatever the object is being placed in their path, the cathode rays produces shadow of the opaque object. So they consist of negatively charged particles and we call them electrons. Now we call them electrons. So these are the properties of cathode rays, or we can call electrons. Properties of cathode rays, or we can call properties of electrons. Properties of electrons. So this is what the contribution made by the scientist before the discovery of this subatomic particle, which is negatively charged, we say. In addition to this, electron, proton and neutron are also other subatomic particles. In our further class, we will discuss about their discoveries and their properties. So this is enough for today. Thank you.